Hey everybody, it's Dan, back with some Factorio, Krastorio, Death Maze. Gonna hop right on in. So this last time, we ended up actually by clearing this area out here. Mostly we actually were here for this area here, but since we were there, we just set some nukes all through this area. A lot of unhappy biters. And we didn't kill everything, so they're probably gonna resettle. And, well, that's just the way it is. So you can actually get in there and do it yourself. Make sure everything is gone. Biter expansion on, they will resettle. And I realized I didn't pull up my defenses here. It's not a big rush or anything. Just was like, hey, wait a second, I didn't do that. But our big need right now is we need electronic components. And I wouldn't say, I don't know how big the need is. Technically, I don't think it's a big giant need. This was our first outpost, though, and it's not surprising that we need to replace it. Our current production of that we are currently producing 7,000 and consuming 8,000. Of course, that fluctuates based on whether a train is shown up. Train shows up, it gets consumed. When a train's not there, it falls off. So it's definitely fluctuating, but it's always producing. Here, see it. If we were consuming less, then this would stay even too. So it wants to consume almost 10K a minute. So we got to come up with a build that, for future reference, and we might have. It's already. This was our first build. Let's update it. Neat thing is now we can go. Right now we projected it at 10,000, so it really should be producing 10,000, but can upgrade that. That will also have, I believe, 14 joules. We wanted to go 50,000 or even 100,000. Another zero on that. We want a train load. Now, a train load is 36,000, so we want 2 or 3 train loads a minute. And glass will be made in the advanced furnace. That module count. Let's change beacons. We're using electric furnaces. Right now, some copper mine we were just doing here, yes. 16 beacons. Same thing with silicon. Filtration plant, I don't believe there's an upgrade for. Literally, might just have to have a separate build making quartz. The thing is, I don't think we use quartz for a whole lot other than like lasers or something else. Silicon could turn it into matter. Yeah, just like lasers. So really it's silicon, so there's really no point in having a separate build. And we went and stick speed modules in there. That's going to be the, say, the bottleneck. We need so much sand. And for that, grind it. Stone. Wondering how much of that we can get away with doing with matter, but we also got to do plastic. Switch to advanced chem plants. Is it 12 here? We had here, right? Or the 12. Though I bet we could get that more. Chem plant, say low density structures. Not a chem plant. It's not low density structures. Is 14. Doing 3.5. Advanced chem plant. So the big deals are the crushers, the filtration plants, advanced processing. Now we can select belts, right? But it doesn't tell us what belts. Right? It says tab. Oh. So an advanced belt, purple belt, can transport 90 items per second. So if we wanted to go for a full belt, I don't think that's 6 belts. I don't know. That's not going. I don't know. I've never done a design that way. So mostly it's going to be a stone issue. We'll need a fair amount of coal. 255,000 petroleum gas per minute. Wow. Well, our big PG build here you needed to call on directly. Or, here's a thought. What if we crafted petroleum gas? Shoot. Oil processing doesn't work all that great. This factory planner. If you clicked on this, there was a button for like, okay, and the perfect cracking ratio to make all the petroleum gas you want. What would you need to build? So this is saying you need 386 refineries, which isn't true, because you can crack some of these things. And modules and whatnot, but well, let's take a look at that. Certainly wouldn't do basic oil. But I'm pretty sure if I went, okay, now, thing is you can't the byproducts out. You can't say, okay, now let's do something with them. Refinery. $15. Threes. I would give you all that, but it doesn't, don't like that you can't, plug that back in. At least I don't know how to do it. There is like this level 2 thing. Left click, open subfloor. Just don't know how to do this. But we could make a refinery where we brought in oil instead. And dealt with it that way. Did all the cracking and stuff necessary. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do with bring in the petroleum gas. So for this build, so we got to bring in a stone, coal, and petroleum gas. Only. First water. And a lot of cooking the materials. What all we need? 32, 37, 33. And let's see, my bots are off. Grab all that stuff. No. That combat stuff away. Turn our bots on. Excess. We have enough of Charles filtration, yeah. I don't have all these singularity labs. So I guess I pulled some up and didn't reuse those. Labs, is this? Oh no, it's missing a material. You are? Yellow science, and yellow science is missing. Oh, what's it missing? Rocket fuel. We were just down there. Screw something up. There's rocket fuel, that's not it. Further south. It is making. Been consuming. Well, we've been producing 400 a minute. Doesn't say in the last hour we've been consuming hardly anything. We're consuming 260, and then what happened? Consuming up as much as 900, and then it went down to 0. Hour and a half ago. Shoot, I did not mean to erase where we were looking. Oh, I know why. Where's the rocket fuel? Is this rocket fuel? Oh, it's low density structures. Doing rocket fuel. Metals, lubricant, battery, petroleum gas. Don't see rocket fuel there. Oh, maybe it's down here. Here it is. Yes. We never converted it over to LTN. But we have system. Rocket fuel stacks to what? 100. Did I set that? Yes, actually. There. So 2 train loads would be 32K, another 8K, 40 would be 2.5 trains. That's 40K. Put that in as a negative value for requests. And all we have to do is give that value to the light. And LTN will send us some trains. So upgrade some belts while we're waiting. We'll leave that alone. Put that in. So we should. 2 trains on the way. Click on the station. Yes. It's loading all right. What's not? So I took the old train and I sent it back and I had it load what it had on it into those chests and never turn those inserters around. We gotta go back down there and fix that. Thought for sure when y'all would catch that, you're like, hey, you didn't turn those inserters back. Then I forgot to. Traffic jam. Actually, now we just want to go back home. So I was wanting to maybe consider how I might simplify our build that we're working on. Matter. We could use it for coal. That I'm not terribly concerned about. Could use it to make, whoops, glass. Wow. That could solve potentially a lot of our needs. This matter stabilizer, though, to take to make these guys, they're not cheap. But if we did it, it's kind of in some ways working against myself using matter. Because I want to expand, but if I use matter, I'm getting matter for free. I just pump water, turn it into wood, the greenhouse, turn it into matter. It's not costing me anything. Set the Western station on that. And so that gets made for free. And if I don't consume stone, which is what we would use to make the glass, we would still need stone for something part of that process. Some of that stone becomes quartz, silicon, and then glass. But that actually it goes stone, sand, and then glass. Silicon might be part of this. Powder or plate. Powder. It's kind of risky to go into a higher grade item. You have a chance of losing one of these things. Those aren't cheap. Or you guarantee a low level item. So I could turn matter into sand and then sand into glass. And I wouldn't lose anything. Let's look at that. So 1.17 matter makes 10 sand. Glass. 3.5. So basically 3 of the sand ones would make 10 glass. So we'd have 30 sand. And, oops. What if we did... So 30 sand would make basically 16 glass, 15 glass. So you'd get more glass. Actually, you'd get a lot more glass because you'd use productivity modules and stuff if you baked it. And we could get sand from matter. I don't know. I know our stone's not super abundant. but I have not actually looked at stone in a while. This site's actually mining out. Do have a little bit there. And down here. Let's see, there's some up here. There is 4 million stone there. Got another almost 5 mil there. So we're not hurting on stone. Don't have a ton, but this way. Stone in here. Find out a stone that was there. No stone unturned. So really, we've only got 8, 9 mil, 10 mil, somewhere in there of stone available. It's not like we have a ton of it. In a way, it's a good thing. And like I said, oh, here's another patch. And a little tiny patch. And setting up shop. That one's there. Been there. I'm gonna do scars. Because we could do the matter to sand. Still, our big need will be petroleum gas. Do that build here. It does make our trains have to travel a fair distance to bring electronic components, mostly down here. Green circuits. I believe actually green circuits does not take electronic components. One of these guys does. Red circuits, maybe? Red circuits. Who all needs it? Let's just look that over. Red circuits. All items. Modules. The control unit. Which we have a build here. All units, belts. All. Military tech, which we don't need anymore. Modules. So basically modules, red circuits, and energy control unit. It seems to me we were using it big time in some recent build. Well, what did we build recently? Rocket control unit? Yeah. They come. So, energy control units, rocket control units. Circuits. So having that build actually over here is not bad because that build there, this one, not terribly. This one, red circuits would be a little harder to get to for the train. That's why this is a good spot. We could rebuild this spot. Rebuild this. I mean, it is a pretty central item. We do have a lot of room up there. Let's maybe do that. I know we don't have nearly the modules of beacons, and we can bring some of that right now. Be sure what's that's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. I had that number confused. Finished science. Productivity. All right. So each 50 is 100 modules. So that's 600. Be 500. That's the 100 on me, 600. So another 50 modules. Cover all that. It's productivity modules. There's a lot more beacons. Tons of belts and stuff, which we do have a train for. Stone do we currently have available? 460,000. We do bring in any excess sand we get, so we don't have to necessarily make all of it, but nice thing about this build is we already have all the unloading stations. And we've already got a design for this, except for it's with the old assembler. Look, there's some coins back here. Only going to want to mine out this immersite. We obviously won't process it, probably like we're doing here. One of the problems we had here is we couldn't get material to flow perfectly evenly through all this. Turns out it was better to do like one crusher here per quartz thing. And even that was basically overkill. So, Canary Factory Planner, we needed 33 crushers and 37 filtration plants. I would probably do 1-to-1. Take all the excess sand, send it to glass. It would just be easier than trying to, like, okay, well, we need a little extra to go to the other filtration plants. And maybe might change our loading stations because it's really sand. Drop off sand and then, or not sand, stone, but sand as well, I guess. I think I'm going to move this track. What, 2 unloading stations? Get sick of the builds with chests in them. Change the icon on it. Stations with chests. Chests. Print book. Stations with warehouses. So different points in the game, you start off the game with all these chest builds, but I think these are all rights, lefts. We got these ones with liquid. Don't really need a separate book for this one. It's not yet. Delete them. All right. Stations of chests. Scroll through, and then we're stations of warehouses. We want. Don't have a stacker. We put it further back. To have as much space as possible. Do want to be able to mine that, but probably could have brought more track. Purite. Just let it exit. See what our other trains do. Suppose we need to connect this track. Oh, can't place it that close to the edge. it there. There we go. Gonna be able to mine that. Let's try to keep that in mind. In fact, if we want to just make it available right now. These guys are not really working. Be working. First summer site's way back here. You know, we could turn that into matter, I think. Right? Summer site. Yes. I could literally create all our sand right here with this stuff to start with. It's a thought, right? Can I direct insert that? I don't have any matter plates on me. We're going to have to go back for supplies. Anyways. No, let's not run completely back. Run that back and lose it all. Pull up on these things. Oh, god darn it. Bet you I need the matter assembler. To turn the matter back into sand. Oops on my part. I didn't think I was going to need it, and then I was like, well, of course I'm going to need it. Should have those things now. Yes. Nice to have them all, but just didn't feel like this mall needs to be centrally located instead of at the end of this long, basically tunnel. Normally your starter base is at the big middle. Should probably bring power. So the manor plant. I wondered if that could take it directly. Bomber site in the manor. Yes, and it does it as fast as we want it. You can put productivity modules in there. Cannot put productivity modules in there. I'm not a big fan of putting productivity modules in mines, but it could be done. Then we can turn that matter. To sand. Not have productivity modules. Shame. This is making way more matter than we are in need for sand. First, I could put beacons and all sorts of stuff in this. It's faster. Doubt it's going to make all the sand we need. Not liking the fact this doesn't have a tank or something. A little better means of controlling. Of course, this is seriously ugly. But we do. Something, I guess. It's keeping up. Actually, what? Dwindling or? It's actually going down. It's alright. Could always put more beacons on this thing. Alright. Anyways, that's going to be stone into sand into glass and whatnot. We need 30 some. 33, well, technically 37. Crushers. Impossible building it. Yeah, let's actually grab both of these. Ultimately, this is the look I'm going for. Here you are. So this look is actually pretty horrible. That's what this should look like. I get a lot more crushers too. If we go with this, can we reduce this build? 16 beacons. Drop it down at 25. Do the same thing here. 29. So that would definitely save us some space. Iteration plant. So we have stone. Could come in anywhere, honestly. Underground it or just go straight through the gap. Then what we need to do is we need to take but any extra I'll put priority into this. Then any extra sand will flow out glass. Likewise, it's we're also going to have sand, say like from here. We want to prioritize input from. That sand out, and then I'm gonna want quartz into silicon. Need only 8 or 7 silicon builds. All the quartz flowing out. Need to go into these. Suppose that can still flow through. Is that basically 7 into 29? It's 4. So every 4 of these supplies one of those. Might want to change this up a little bit. Would it help? I'm gonna do something like this, float in. Obviously, we're running out of space, and there is no way I'm getting 28 across. Sure. I might literally need to make a separate build for quartz. Or, I mean, we do have a ton of space here. Literally a freaking ton. Look at these. Just ghost it. Eight. Total of 10. Need to get close to 30 of these things in here. At the point I might as well make 30. Yeah, well, now that we know that, plan for it better. And we also got a little extra space to play with. Ourselves a little bit more room. We might as well make 30. 29.7, right? 30. Still would like to prioritize sand. But we also need to let stone flow through. This one's going to have to output on the side, though. This ain't gonna work. I'm just gonna have to also come in on the side. Sand can still come like that. It's literally gonna be like that. It's the last one. The furnace. Instead of 4 going into a furnace, we'll do 3. This cage again. Guy straight in. So I'm wondering if we start cannibalizing this build. Sand. Sand. No wonder quest that stone. We're producing a fair amount of electronic circuits here. Electronic components. What we end up doing with silicon. It just flows into the build rate. And now we're going to want better placement of this. Glitter or something. Now. Water. It's gonna be our make or break item here. Currently have a fair amount of water right here. Alright, silicon's flowing. Let's turn off. Well, I guess be all our quartz, right? And quartz. Quite sure what we're going to do with this long term, but we'll just take it around. We're actually not going to want this long term. Suppose there left use. So that quartz empty, empty, empty. Should empty out here any moment. Let's we're going to want to put a glass build. Wow, 3 of these are definitely supplying 1 of these. I had projected it was 4 of them. 7 into 29 is 4. More than 4, really. I guess we're not consuming it that fast. What's going on through here? Plastic. Okay. Can I ditch some stuff? Lots of extra materials. Alright, all this extra sand that's coming out of this. And then build this. Suppose we should have gotten rid of all those beacons. How many of these were needed for glass? Again, a similar amount, like 8. So, 1 glass build at the end of this. Breaks out the glass. I guess we want this in. Out of a different location, though. How are we doing with going through the stone? Ways. Stop requesting petroleum gas here. Coal. This is out. Out. Stop being out. There. Oh, components. We're okay with that being picked up. Did some sand. Open chests. Yeah. Still tons of junk on me. Advantage of these bigger builds or newer assemblers and stuff. Man, they use so many less beacons and stuff. We're using a lot less, or making a lot less glass than hoped for. Got them full again. Come up with some way to use that stuff, but plastic. One build we need to design next. Really need another. It's like we're not getting much sand. One, we're not crushing any stone, so all our sand is coming from here. This is full. Oh, but of course it's going into making silicon. Why is that? So this is definitely not splitting evenly. Just this is getting the most matter, and then these are not. That's no good. What? Oh, and the beacon, you're right. Very good catch. I was thinking I was going to join these with a splitter with these undergrounds right here, interfering with that idea. I might have to just continue with this. Not ideal. have another solution. Once I output them, I guess, that might not be a bad idea either. Do something like that. But meantime, I want this to run out because otherwise it's way off balance. It's take a little while for that. Meanwhile, let's fill up. Do have stone I can use from down here. Should improve our silicon, or I mean our glass. Not to a full belt, but pretty significant improvement. Be waiting on here. Status petroleum gas. I want to put another track across here. Drop off petroleum gas and coal. Well, let's look at our assembler build. We are bringing in 3 items. And let's pull from our low density structures. I believe it's 3 items, yes. We're going to need a chem plant build. I believe we have to make it work with We don't have them. How many of these do we need to make plastic? Like 4. Do have it set this build. But I believe it's actually a 16 or even bigger. We recently do that. Here. Is the same size. Let's just copy this then. Beacon layout. Okay, petroleum gas. That. Actually, sort of like that, I guess. And we need to bring in coal. It's gonna have to run. Well, it's not gonna actually. This is a temporary. Because I wanted to bring in the coal and the petroleum gas before this build. So technically. Gonna be like here. Ooh, this doesn't match this one. And that's not supposed to be lined up with water. It's still getting water. Bring me water. So this will be getting coal and petroleum gas. Let's get the petroleum gas we have in stock working. Coal, yeah, stock working. So we ran out of petroleum gas. It didn't matter. Alright, time to just rip up the baby here. I'm not gonna have room for any of this, am I? Let's just hope I place this decently. Come on, bots. You can place some space in your inventory. So I can't make this just disappear. Let's just place 3 warehouses. Glass. So look at plastic. I guess one for components as well. Do the recipes for science change? Absolutely. Krastorio is a base game mod where it changes everything. Though, well, it can change everything. It doesn't change necessarily everything. Like, iron ore still makes iron plate, but it's not a very difficult change set of recipes. It's pretty intuitive. Where, you know, builds, mod builds like C-block and stuff, they're crazy. They use bobs and angels and they're just crazy. Through this. All right, we need mines. These ones in here are going to be gone. Let's rip up some of them right now. Coal I want to use. It's going to be gone. That was actually probably stone. Gets placement. Should just place a stone in these guys. No space. It's coal, right? Yeah. Have to pull this all up. I guess I'm going to need a warehouse for coal. Is that a train going? I swear I just saw a train. Oh, it was on this other track. Okay. Because it was coming up that side instead of this side. I wanted trash. Because I don't have bots turned on and I don't want them on because otherwise we'll trash things like coal and stone and stuff. Components over here. I'll end up picking this up anyways, though. Just clear some space in my inventory. Slow. Let's move out of range of that. Oops. Take this just back. And can I still grab some gold somehow? I need to do that with now electronic components. keep my bots. I got a bunch of other junk. Green belties. Well, and green inserters as well. I need another cargo wagon for her. Inserters and blue belts. All the symbols. Alright, let's put things that here may not be there term. Track can all be subject to change. All right, we need to get rid of, or not get rid of, put a track, but as in. Little cuticle. Place it down. Anybody think we're going to have power problems after building this thing? Jeez. Well, we'll actually have extra beacons. And we're going to need those, aren't we? Oh my. Still have yet to build our plastic build. I wish this wasn't there. Well, we can move them. Beldak, hey. I need one for personal inventory. Alright, something like that. I think that's okay. We also need a liquid. Mine that. Placing this. It's not going to let me mine that. This. Technically, they could probably use the same lane. Except for the initial. Substations, or do I have some down? Got a few down. See the glass. Stuff. Some extra beacons too. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. Rebuilding this build. This isn't something I recommend. Have the space. Just skip this part. Still want that for water. Better. Well, It's a great place to build, right? This to make glass and silicon. How come this recipe don't? Oh, grinders don't have recipes technically. This would be this. It's not right about that. Train's already coming in. We're gonna need coal. I don't want to put the train here. Could share track. There's no way that fits though. It's gonna make them share. Though we need the actual platform. Beldak, you're gonna make me blush, man. Need a spot for a belt train. Okay, so we need get our factory planner. 4 things making plastic. 30 somewhat similar builds. Making our final component. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. This levels deep. Something like that. We're not gonna place it just yet. Let's scroll back to this guy. That's a minute. That. How many of these did I say we need? 3, 4 of them? 4 of them. Just making plastic. Each of these will feed in, and this will kind of feed all of them. Probably could do 5 of them or something, maybe. Iron mining outpost. Of course, I was short 1 miner and 2 belts. Well, that's where everybody goes, don't you wish you had a build train? Yeah, and a train full of belts and super nice. Basically, the same build is going to continue with Gunny. It's just not quite as wide. Well, that's why when I did space exploration, every planet I had actually had its own mall. Every planet could build its own stuff. You know, initially it couldn't, but the ground belts are just so versatile. Carry us left. Nothing visible. Water we're bringing to the side. Water needed. that water now to go like track there. Water like that. I hope that's going to be enough water. Probably not. No, I'm not just running with that. And of course, I'm out of pipes before I get there. It's possible we got them over here. Take that underground from the side. Let's just double check that's gonna in the right spot. Yes. Connected. Good. Water through here. Okay. So we need 5 of these guys. Technically, we only need 4, but we put them. Halfway between. Petroleum gas. I have 0 pipes. Lies. Need. Train needs to be on the other backtrack. Need to get go there, but the train won't go backwards, so we'll have to disconnect. I was just ready to press G, man. Just had my hand on the G. You thought I was going to crash into it, didn't you? As soon as we disconnect, it'll put us in manual. So rotate G again. And then take it out. Pause if I can. That. Cycled. Could back in the day when I did everything here. I suppose I could do quartz here. Silicon. Glass. Suppose sand. And we need turner bots on, actually. Grab an extra pile of underground pipes. All right. A ton of beacons and modules yet. That's 400. Well, that's not 400. It means 400. I think we have enough productivity modules. Okay. See anybody crying for productivity modules. Good. My train going that way. Why didn't it go that way? Good. Still got a few left. All right, coal. Need very little coal to run this. Probably actually don't need a balancer. chance to New Orleans. Before though, we run that. Put the stuff in here, but we're not going to request it just yet. As I'm sitting in a wagon of engineering train. Meaning you can't kill anything. The feeling of a proud parent. Is that what you're trying to say? Can we underground this? Oh no. Some of these are automatically getting loaded. I mean, it's not a drastic problem. When was it generally in it? Actually, it's kind of random. Which well, this is going to be a mess now, isn't it? That one's got some place to go. This one does that. Got plastic. That's got plastic, but which one doesn't? It's almost like we planned this. Plastic. That's got plastic. That's got plastic. These two don't. Oh, geez. I had some plastic to use up, didn't I? Yeah. Still flowing. It's way too fast. We turn off some of these. We're actually going to need to make our loading platform. I mean, if I want a stacker or something. Signal right there. We're obviously not going to do that now. And you know what? We could actually back that up. For the moment, there, but I don't want it there. Let's try to get all these things used up. Not built. The opposite of this guy yet. Gonna need. But let's copy that. There. Delete warehouses, holes. And we actually keep the poles. Belts. Throughs, actually, we don't want the poles, do we? Do we? Keep that. We can keep the warehouses. It's just the belts we don't want. They'll be on the other side. Rotated. I'm actually wondering whether I wanted that rotated. This fit. Actually just fits. Connect the red wires. Actually, we didn't remove the warehouses, so the wires should all be good. Oh, I could place that in the book. The left. That's then gonna be 8. Built-in warehouse. The left side. Left, and then this one's half that load. Rearrange that one. And then we gotta take 10 leads and get them into 4. I could do an 8 lead balancer. That. Take this. That track. Build those belts. Let's push that back so we can get an 8 lane balancer in there. The 8 lane balancer like this. I don't think we're gonna be able to. That would work. God, that's only No, 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4 lane's good. So it's gonna be a little bit of a magic trick to make it work. Oh shoot, all these are facing the wrong way. I'm crying. And they're set to the wrong recipe. They both think it's classic. You think I can overlay a blueprint on that? Get those loaders to change direction, but can do the recipe. Yeah, magic's always good, right? Alright, these did not change. Technically, I don't need to do that one, but I suppose it's better to discover this now than after I've finished building the build and run off or something. Come back days later and go, wait, where's my stuff? Okay, let's turn off plastic there and there for a moment. We need to get actually starter set of that. Go. Pull you up. Plastic. All right. Let's get this magic act underway. Problem is, 4 lanes are going to have to merge because we have 10 outputs. This one, this guy. way. Here. Oh. Belt. Neat. Strength materials. Used polar plastic. It's back on. Silicon's used up. Gotta use up this coal. Good. Alright, now we gotta feed in. These things anymore. Guess we're gonna get more. Close this look here. Let's try. Get in it. Actually goes wide ways. Good. We should have put a just kind of each of these. Quartz and sand, or quartz and glass. There and there. These things connected with other things. Plastic in this one's here. This one might be a little awkward. Well, actually, one of them might match. Suppose these are perfectly equal. So. Suppose these ones would be as well. Belts. Okay. This side is connected. And now for the magical side. So we stopped our sand production here because it was unbalanced. We used up all that sand. $200,000. Good. Let's actually make that. Should I do this priority? It really doesn't matter, does it? But we don't want it to cry at us that we don't have sand. shoot. Did the wrong one. Fortunately, it doesn't connect until we do anything about it. Load. That lamp, good. And this one is stone. Do care about that one. Let's make that 200k as well. Important. Pretty much any other build. Ning. Trains will be on the way for those guys. The stone coming from matter or sand. And we want to be able to use sand instead of stone. We have it. Then we got this. Stone. Probably not gonna go there, but $410, right? Oh, 4 into 10 is what? 2.25. Right placement. I'll just do that there and there. I can generate all that much. It's all theoretical. I don't think we'll ever have this much sand available. Well, we actually got extra sand. That's nice. And do we have extra beacons? We do. Improve the output of some things here. Okay, let's go look at the other side of things. Sand's looking like it's backing up in some of this. It's looking steady. Glass probably catching up. Sand, there's silicon fills up. He's on the end. Pretty much sand. Stone's barely moving right here. Right, but this go. Sure. Right. Could have done a little bit of that here. Not really that. Alright, we should be pretty even on all. Oh, train coming. Glass and everything. Making no plastic. I know plastic. Guess we never hooked up plastic. Oh, we finally finished up our excess coal. Just here. We definitely, well, I don't know for sure whether we need that balancer. I don't believe we do, but that's I can explain it. Set to coal. Set to coal. We just need to connect the trains now. Have some delivered. That's you need better train signals through here. Then need some train signals through here. These trains don't do anything. Do it at least infrequently. Good. Our coal delivery showing up? I think so. Just got a trainload of components ready. Guy's cranking. Don't like that these belts are full. And so thick that they can't move. Like, you guys on the other end aren't doing anything. Enough coal, I guess. Do need at least. Belts in here. Good enough petroleum gas. Just a little bit concerned about. Let's try petroleum gas. This one's petroleum gas. Not sure I can do anything about that. It's just, well, it's full. Do without the balancer. I'm not going. Guess it's alright. There's enough on hand. Got a request for 500k. What's that number? It's a lot, but hopefully this is now thick with goodness. That. It's so thick it's backing up everywhere. Concerned these guys might not be as thick. This one ain't doing anything, so it's a full belt. Alright, so I guess we could look back 10 hours. We were making, actually we already looked, didn't we? It's like 7,000 or something like that. We're making 28,000. I was aiming for 100,000. Don't know what happened. Oh, well, that includes this. So let's go to a minute. We're at 43,000 per minute. Still, I was aiming for 100. Obviously, we can't do that much into a belt. We might do another loading station. Be about the only way maybe we could do that. So we do have some belts that are not flowing full. Some outposts. I mean, these assemblers aren't doing anything. All these ones on the end aren't doing anything. Is tricky though to make the belts work. Well, we don't have to have the train facing the same direction. Could literally do it something like this. Be ugly. But I would like to see things working. If it's got the materials to do stuff with. These guys here, just sitting here. Could be do an alien balancer here. Whoops, wrong direction. There. Guess in this case, oops, it's supposed to be up, right or left. these guys still aren't doing anything. Doesn't change anything, right? Try the output to the right belt if mattered. In fact, it doesn't. They're never gonna do anything. Might as well make them. This guy is completely outputting this way. If it's actually doing something. Belt's moving full. Don't look like it. Starting to look a little ugly. Now let's go. This one doesn't output anywhere. How many of this? Do we actually have this station labeled? Guys unloading electronic components. These need to be requested from, they are requesting from number 2. Alright, you guys stop. Glass. Stop bringing in stone. Stone. issue. I don't know why we stopped making glass. Getting down here to the end. Yeah. Just put it in right there. That one in here in a minute. Why didn't that go anywhere? Oh. I'm gonna make that one go there then. Thanks, curb busser. Yep. Certainly did. I think that's why we're kind of running out of glass. It's these things are actually working now. Well, this one's here at the end, though, aren't doing anything. Could merge them with these lesser lanes. That'd be a little harder. Yes, it is. What were we at? Like 40-some thousand. Now we're up at 65,000 electronics components. Consuming only like 25K. So let's say our issue there is over. Now I'm stuck on short on stone. Go figure. If trains are headed, sure. Can permit them through. Stacker. Alright, I would say success here. Let's ditch stone. Follow me as well, which I don't think I'm going to be able to. Just there. Alright, let's send our build trains home. Send back. Just put a runway signal on there. Well, we definitely improved this build for sure. I'd say it looks pretty good. Other than the fact that we're train loading at the end, we probably could done a better job of that. I'd probably have split that 5 and 5. Something like that. Stuck it all through like a 12-lane balancer thing. It just turns out this last assembler really wasn't needed. Use steel chests anymore. Well, that only gonna do it for me tonight. Didn't expect to spend all night on that, but comprehensive build. Looks cool. Ooh, train coming to our new stop. It's all good. Now we need more stone, which is a good problem. And we'll start in on that next time. Find somebody to raid. This Twitch panel. It's my fault. Channel's all scrunched to the side. Let me open that up. Can't see who's doing what. Is the windows too narrow? That's what's happening. All right, I'm gonna raid my buddy Nexus Null. In a Path of Exile. We'll check him out. See how he's doing. Catch you guys later.